The upscale neighborhood of Brookwood Heights was the picture of perfection. Pristine lawns, cul-de-sacs lined with blooming magnolias, and neighbors who waved like they were family. Leah Coleman, a single mother in her early 30s, had worked hard to move into this idyllic place with her 10-year-old daughter, Sophie. But beneath the surface, something wasn't right. It started with the notes. Leah found the first one on her doorstep one chilly morning. It was written in neat, deliberate handwriting on plain paper. "You don't belong here." She stared at it for a moment, half expecting to see someone watching her from the shadows. But there was nothing, just the silence of a perfect suburban morning. Brushing it off as a mean-spirited prank, Leah crumpled the note and went about her day. But she soon learned she wasn't the only one receiving them. Across the neighborhood, similar notes began appearing. Each one was tailored to its recipient, exposing something personal, something private. Mrs. Hargrove, the sweet old woman on the corner, received one that read, "I know about the pills." A successful lawyer 2 streets over found one on his car. "Justice? You're a hypocrite." The entire neighborhood buzzed with speculation. Who was sending the notes? And how did they know so much? Leah tried to stay out of the drama until Sophie began complaining about seeing a man outside her window at night. "He just stands there," Sophie whispered one evening, her voice trembling. "He doesn't move. He just watches." Leah's stomach dropped. She checked Sophie's window but saw nothing. "It's just your imagination," she reassured her, tucking her into bed. But a few nights later, Leah saw it herself. A dark figure, standing beneath a streetlight across the road, motionless. She squinted, her breath catching in her throat. The figure didn't move, didn't make a sound. And then, as if sensing her gaze, it turned and walked into the shadows. Leah's fear turned into action. She installed security cameras, locks, and motion lights. But no matter how many precautions she took, the sense of being watched only grew stronger. The cameras picked up nothing unusual, until one night, when Leah found footage of the figure standing at her front door. He didn't knock. He didn't try to break in. He just stared into the camera for several minutes before disappearing. Leah's unease turned into obsession. Who was he? And what did he want? She started digging into the neighborhood's past and uncovered a chilling story. 15 years earlier, Emily Barnes, the previous owner of Leah's house, had vanished without a trace. Some said she had run off. Others whispered about her abusive husband, who died mysteriously a year later. The case was never solved. The deeper Leah dug, the more disturbing the pieces became. She found an old, rusted set of keys hidden in the attic. In the basement, she uncovered a blood-stained note tucked behind a loose brick. It read, "He's always watching." The final piece came when Sophie found a loose floorboard in her bedroom. Beneath it was a locket containing a photo of Emily Barnes, and chillingly, photos of Leah and Sophie, taken recently. Leah realized with horror that this wasn't about the past. Someone in the neighborhood was watching them. Leah became hypervigilant, watching everyone and trusting no one. She noticed the overly friendly neighbor who always seemed to know more than he should. The jogger who passed by her house at the exact same time every evening. The mailman who lingered just a little too long at her porch. The truth came crashing down one stormy night when Leah discovered a hidden basement beneath the house, long sealed off. Inside, she found Emily Barnes's journal, documenting years of torment at the hands of her watcher. The journal ended abruptly with the words, "He won't stop until he owns you." And then Leah heard it, the sound of footsteps above her. The final confrontation was a blur of adrenaline and terror. The watcher was not a ghost or a myth, but a man she had trusted, a neighbor who had lived in Brookwood Heights for decades. He had watched Emily, just as he watched Leah, feeding off their fear and control. In a desperate struggle, Leah fought back, protecting Sophie and ensuring their escape. The police arrived just in time to apprehend the man, but the scars of what Leah and Sophie endured would never fully heal. As they drove away from Brookwood Heights, Leah looked back at the neighborhood, now teeming with flashing lights and officers swarming the house. She thought about Emily Barnes and all the other victims who never got away. This time, the watcher was caught. But Leah couldn't shake the feeling that somewhere, someone else was watching.